Last Friday, we co-hosted a workshop with the Builders Coach Kurt in Adelaide. There was a bunch of builders in the room, mostly from Adelaide and some others from interstate as well. On the day, I delivered some content around the current landscape of marketing for builders. Kurt did his usual. He just delivered an amazing presentation. Every builder that I talk to, they walk away from there just super inspired and knowledgeable. And then also we had 3 interviews with builders, getting into their minds, asking them questions. I think one thing working with a lot of builders is they don't really talk to each other. So it's a really good time for builders to hear what other builders have to say and just get their insights. I love personal growth, so while I wasn't presenting, I was taking notes. These are the top 13 things that I took away from this workshop. It's relevant to my business, but then also it's even more relevant to builders. Key takeaway number 1, how not to compete on price as a builder. I don't think it's any secret, but most builders, they don't want to compete on price. They don't want to quote against 2 or 3 other builders. They want prospective clients to come to them for them. There was a lot of chatter about this, but the key takeaway within this topic was Kurt said, you have to look at the long-term effect of this. You need to build long-term trust and be seen as the expert by your prospective clients. Remember that when someone builds or want to build a new home or renovate, it's not just an overnight decision. It's something that they actually think about for a very long time. This time includes you not even knowing that they are looking at you. So that is why you need to build that trust, that expertise. And you can do that through your marketing, through education. And it's about changing your mindset to a farming mentality when it comes to marketing. So farming means you're planting seeds and you're nurturing those seeds as they develop. And that is what you want to do within your marketing, so that when the time comes, when these people are ready to build, you are seen as the trusted advisor. You are seen as the expert. There's no competition. They just want you. Number 2 is, what is your K2? So for those that don't know, you've got Mount Everest, and then the second tallest mountain in the world is called K2. And this one is it's a really interesting one. Kurt mentioned that if you don't have a K2 in your life and in your business, you're going to get to a stage where things are just too easy. And as humans, we need that challenge. So this one really challenged me. So I'm going to be looking at this in my life and my business, asking the question, what is my K2? What is the next level for our business? Number 3, as a builder, you have to have a way to say no to clients. Now, this is a really hard one. We actually get a lot of our clients come to us and say, hey, look, we're getting a few inquiries here that, it's not an ideal fit. How do we say no to them? And Kurt mentioned in this workshop, the best way to do that is you need a process to say no to them. So it really depends on your style business. The best way is to network with other builders in the area and who might be a good fit for some of those inquiries that it's not a good fit for your business. It could just be a client that's not in your location, or it's not part of your specialization. As a builder, you need to specialize. Again, it goes back to topic number 1. You need to be seen as an expert. The best way to get seen as an expert is to pick a focus point, pick a specialization. If you get an inquiry and it's not in your location or it's not part of your specialization, you need a process to be able to guide them away, still help them, not just, sorry, we can't help you. We actually have a lot of stories about this when some of our builder clients, they go out of their way and say, sorry, we don't think we're the right fit for you. The way we run our business and our business model, it just means it might cost you way too much to build with us because we don't specialize in that particular type of build. Then the builder refers them on. And then a year later, that person refers their family members back to the builder. So that's happened a few times with some of our builder clients. So you need a process in place to be able to say no to clients. Number 4, focus on myself. As business owners, I think we take it for granted when it comes to mindset and health. We always go hard at business, hard at personal life, and we forget about taking care of our own mind and our health. So as business owners and leaders, it's really important to look at mindset and health and putting together some habits, some rituals that you do every single day in order to stay as healthy as possible, to also have a very healthy mindset. This is something that I value a lot in my life. I've set up rituals and habits that have really helped me perform at my best in business and personal life. But to be honest, I've actually let go over the last few months. So this is something I'm going to be focusing on again, is building a strong routine, strong morning routine. Don't go to the phone straight away. go and exercise, do some mindset stuff so that you can go into the day strong and see problems as opportunities. Which leads me to number 5. You have to see problems as opportunities. This came up a few times. Kurt is an advocate for this. I love Kurt's mindset. You can see he invests a lot in his mindset. In business, every single day, there are always problems that come up. And if you see these problems as really negative, you're just going to try and put them out, and you're not going to see the opportunity in them. And I'm a big testament to this. We've had some problems in our business, and at the time I'm like, oh man, this really sucks. I really hate this. It'll be just easier to go, do something else, go work in a different industry or whatever. But then when I calm down and then I look at the problem and we go all in, we focus on fixing that problem, it actually created a really strong point of difference in our product, and it helped getting our clients even better results. And this has happened multiple times. It actually happens like every single day. There's like small little problems that come up, and sometimes we just try and fix them, but other times we're like, hold on a second, this is a really good opportunity. We can evolve our product, we can make it better. So as a builder, I'm sure you guys have a lot of problems that come up. Have a look at some of these problems and go, what's the opportunity in that? How can we capitalize as a business, and how can we make it better for clients? How can they get more value out of it? So it'll be different for you. Sometimes just when a problem comes up, just take a minute and go, okay, is this an opportunity? Number 6, marketing is sales in advance. This is a really cool saying that Kurt says. I mean, we've done like 6 workshops with him, in-person workshops with builders, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, and Adelaide now as well. We've got New Zealand planned. But this is something he always says, marketing is sales in advance. So this is creating education and building that trust. Remember, when someone comes to you, a prospective client comes to you, they want something. They want a problem solved. They want to get value from you. So that's when the sales process starts. By the time this prospective client comes to you, you have to understand that this is not fresh in their mind. This is something they've been thinking a lot about, and they might have been consuming a lot of your content as a builder, where you were able to educate them and start selling them. Now, again, selling is not trying to persuade someone to just buy. It's about seeing whether or not you can help that person and then taking it to the next step. You need to invite them into your business where you could inspire them, educate them, build that trust. So that is what you can do within your marketing. And I know I've spoken about this in previous points in this video, but it's become evident that marketing is sales in advance. So see how you can start educating, building that trust in the mind of your prospective clients. Number 7, you have to have a clear process. And it's funny, we talk to a lot of builders, and when we ask them about their clear process, they don't really have a clear process. So it's easy to formalize it. And it's a good way to formalize it even on your website or when you educate prospective clients, because then you are seen as the expert. You're seen as the trusted advisor. If you have a process, it will help the prospective client to just feel at ease and say, oh, fantastic, I'm actually here with someone that I can trust. And Kurt, he always talks about having a clear process. One way to start this clear process is to have a questionnaire to qualify and pre-qualify prospective clients. Now, this is something we implement for all our clients. We implement this questionnaire where the client needs to fill out a few questions, and some of our clients actually have like 16 pages worth. It's really important to do this because they have to do a little bit of work for you. Kurt said something funny. It's a tire kicker repellent. Someone that just wants some ideas from the builder. They're not going to take the time to fill out this questionnaire. So it's important to create this questionnaire. Be very mindful of what questions you put in there. It's not just questions for the sake of questions. It's a way to also educate the prospective client through the questions that you ask and help them get clear in their own mind on what they want. Too many people just have a contact form on their website, name, email, phone number, and message. And then prospective clients type in, I would like to get a quote. I'd like to know how much it'll cost. And then builders say, I don't get good leads. Well, it's probably because of the way you've set up your sales process and your questionnaire. You're just allowing prospective clients to just type in whatever they want instead of helping them by creating a questionnaire that they can clearly go from step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is something really important as a builder. You should implement a questionnaire into your sales process. Number 8 is, what area do I need to 10x my focus? So I'll say that again. What area do I need to 10x my focus? As business owners and builders, you probably have a lot of different things you're doing, that you're thinking about, different people you need to talk about, all these little problems that you have to solve. Again, problems equal opportunity. But then as a business owner and a leader, you have to really go think about, if I focus on one particular thing and I 10x the amount that I focus on it, where I just dedicate a lot of time, thinking power and effort behind this one thing that will really maximize and take my business to the next level, what will that be? So take some time, go have a coffee, just think about this, remove your phone and think, if there's one area that I need to focus on that'll take my business to the next level, what is that focus point? Number 9, a builder's website should be a database building machine. Too many builders out there, they just have a website just to show off some of their projects and have a contact form. Like I said in the previous point, you need a questionnaire, a solid questionnaire. But then also you need to see your website as a database building machine. When someone has the idea of building or renovating, it might take a year, 2 years, 3 years in order for them to even fill out that questionnaire. So what about the people that are not ready just yet? How are you educating them? How are you getting them into your world where you can send them emails, send them messages, where you can educate them even further and nurturing that relationship? So think about your website and what do you do for that? So when clients come on board with us, if they have a website, we help them optimize the messaging, the flow, make sure there's a questionnaire. If they don't have a website, we help them with that. So just think in terms of, does your website just show pretty pictures of projects, or is it a database building machine where you can nurture your prospective clients? Number 10, show, don't tell. Your sales process and getting back to leads, don't just talk about what you do, show them what you do. A good story that Kurt always tells, and he gets all his clients to do this, is have a super defined sales process, like I mentioned in the previous points, where when someone inquires, there's a questionnaire straight away. Then there is a particular email, and then there is a phone call. And then if it's a good fit, then send out a physical booklet or something out to that prospective client through express post, so they get it by the next morning before the on-site meeting. A lot of times when a builder does this, if the prospective client inquired with more than one builder, with other builders as well, they will normally tell this builder, wow, I have not even received anything back from the other builders that I inquired with. From you, I've done the questionnaire, I've had a phone call, now we're on site, we're chatting, and I also got like physical mail from you showing what your process is like and all that. Imagine what that does to the prospective client in their mind, how much trust that builds up. And that trust equals validation, which means you will be in the likelihood, like if you do all these things right, you will probably be the builder that builds for them if everything else works out. Number 11, defects and competition. And this is something really cool. So Kurt mentioned the story that one of his builders, they actually have 2 different teams. And when it comes time to look for defects at the tail end of a build, the 2 teams will swap and they'll go to each other's projects, and they will go around the project and put tape everywhere where there's a defect. And then it's about creating this friendly competition between the 2 teams to see who can get the most defects. Now think about what this does for your product. It enhances your product so much, because then if you go fix those defects, your product will become even better and better and better. And this is something we're actually going to incorporate into our business. We're going to do it a little bit of a different way. I'll keep you guys posted on that. But I think this friendly competition is a really good way to develop your product and make it even better. If you create beautiful products, everything's amazing. And number 12, adopt a mindset of who, not how. And this is something that's pretty close to my heart. Like as an entrepreneur, business owner, in the beginning when you start the business, you've got to do a lot of the stuff yourself. You don't have enough capital and funds to do things when you get an idea. And obviously as a business owner, we always get a lot of different ideas. Now, this is something that Kurt always says, but this one actually came up from another builder that was interviewed on the day, and this is who, not how. So when you want to achieve more in your business and you get this idea, Don't think about how you're going to do it. Just think about who is going to do it. And there's a really good book called Who Not How by Dan Sullivan. I haven't read it myself. I will be reading it. I think it's a great concept. If you want to take your business to that next level and you've got some good ideas on how to do that, what is your 10x focus point, your sales process, all those kind of things, think about who, not how. Number 13, and this is the last one, you need a clear plan and a clear vision. You need to sit down and think, what do you want and what do you want to accomplish in the next 5 to 1 year from now? And also have a really clear plan for the next 90 days. What do you need to achieve in the next 90 days? And then who is going to execute on that? Again, who, not how. So this one was really cool. Kurt actually took us through this little exercise really quick. The whole room did this, and everyone got pretty clear on personally and business, 5 years from now, 2 years from now, 1 year from now, and then a 90-day K2. What is your K2, the mountain, for the next 90 days? And it was really cool. So Kurt normally does this at these workshops where if you do hit that goal, then how are you going to reward yourself if you hit this goal, or what's going to be your punishment if you don't get it? For some people, it's like shave your head if you don't accomplish it, and it's got to be something real. And you also have to say it to a lot of people so that you can keep yourself accountable. There's one particular guy, he actually just came on board with us as a client as well. It's a client, I think he's a client of Kurt's. He, in the previous workshop in Sydney a couple months ago when we were there, he said he's going to tattoo the mountain, K2 mountain, on his, I think it was his shoulder. And if he hits his goal, and that was his reward. And he actually did it. Kurt showed this photo of him with a K2 mountain tattooed on his shoulder. So that was really unique. Hope this podcast helped you guys. If I can leave you with my favorite, and that is, what area do I need to 10x my focus on as a leader in your building business? This is something that I'm going to be using going into my business right now, just coming back from this workshop. And that is, pick my focus, 10x that amount of input that I put into that focus, and it'll take us to that next level. Thank you for tuning into our podcast. If you haven't already, visit bizvideo.com.au/podcast, where you can subscribe for updates to every new podcast episode.